Thank you for doing it.
Tax cuts.
Tonight, I want to talk about the future of possibilities that we can build together. A future where the days of trickle-down economics are over.
Oh.
And the wealthy and the biggest corporations no longer get all the tax breaks. It's time to raise corporate minimum tax to at least 21%. Americans pay more for prescription drugs than anywhere in the world. It's wrong, and I'm ending it.
We're this thing. It's over. It's done. It's by executive decree. All drugs are free.
Folks at home, does anybody really think the tax code is fair? Do you really think the wealthy and big corporations need another $2 trillion tax break? I sure don't. I'm going to keep fighting like hell to make it fair. Under my plan, nobody earning less than $400,000 a year will pay an additional penny in federal taxes. Nobody, not one penny.
I like that call and response. Generally, I actually think this is a very well-written State of the Union address. He didn't even get that many unified boos from the Republican crowd because often the speech was structured in such a way to make it so that it would have been ambiguous what the Republicans were booing if they had booed.
The working people who built this country pay more into Social Security than millionaires and billionaires do. It's not fair. We have two ways to go. Republicans can cut Social Security and give more tax breaks to the wealthy. That's the proposal. Oh, no. You guys don't want another $2 trillion tax cut? I kind of thought that's what your plan was. Well, that's good to hear. You're not going to cut another $2 trillion for the super wealthy. That's good to hear. I'll protect and strengthen Social Security and make the wealthy pay their fair share.
Oh, this is a good one. This is good. This is good. Like, for example, when he said the Republicans have like underestimated women and they have taken Roe v. Wade away and such, the Republicans can't really boo that because they ran on it. Like if they boo that, then they're kind of like transparently indicating that they aren't happy with the political consequences of something they've been campaigning on for like 50 years. It was well structured in that response. The worst part of the night by far was Biden doing this weird waffly segue on the border crisis and referring to a person as an illegal when an American citizen was killed by an undocumented immigrant. Apparently, I don't know the exact details. There are literally tens of millions of undocumented immigrants in America. One of them did a murder. Okay, I hear this happens from citizens as well. Biden, while making his way up to the podium, talked to some of the people on the way and was given a button with the name of the murdered American citizen on it. And when he talked about his desire to address the issue at the border, there were people in the crowd who were talking. The Republicans, they were jeering, and he was like, yeah, like he incorporated it. Yeah, he kind of took the bait. Yeah. Said like, yes, this person was killed by an illegal blah, blah, blah. And then he tried to like segue it into a thing on how providing more funding for immigration court would mean there are less violent illegal immigrants who come through, which is literally true, by the way. That is absolutely the case. That is true. Nothing he said there was technically incorrect, but the way he presented it and the fact that he referred to that person as an illegal is not good.
But unfortunately, politics has derailed this bill so far. I'm told my predecessor called members of Congress in the Senate to demand they block the bill. He feels political win, he viewed it as would be a political win for me and a political loser for him. It's not about him, it's not about me. I'd be a winner, not really.
Was that Boebert? That sounded like Boebert. Oh no, MTG.
Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border because they know if they get by if they get by and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing. And it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000. But if it's only 6 weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way, knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly.
What on earth?
To suggest my Republican friends owe it to the American people, get this bill done. We need to act now.
Okay, I understand the point he was trying to arrive at there, but holy shit, that was the rockiest road imaginable. I just don't think people will understand that point. Yeah, no, it was presented poorly. The main thing that I'm interested in, more so than anything else, is this, what appears to me as an incredibly aggressive statement on forming a temporary dock in the Gaza Strip to directly bring aid to the Palestinians.
Tonight, I'm directing the U.S. military to lead an emergency mission to establish a temporary pier in the Mediterranean on the coast of Gaza that can receive large shipments carrying food, water, medicine, and temporary shelters. No U.S. boots will be on the ground. A temporary pier will enable a massive increase in the amount of humanitarian assistance getting into Gaza every day.
There's a lot of ways that can go bad, but this would be an example.
Israel must allow more aid into Gaza to ensure humanitarian workers aren't caught in the crossfire.
I will actually pause for this. This could be done really poorly, but at the same time, this is potentially one of those ways that he could circumvent Netanyahu and provide aid. Getting more eyes on the ground means that you could both get aid and deter like Israeli aggression in the area. That's if it's done well. Potentially, this could be very good. It might end up being nothing. This is like one of the smart things I would have suggested he do earlier. He said that no American troops would put boots on the ground, kind of suggesting that they would be on the boats, but that aid workers would deliver the aid directly into the Gaza Strip. Now, that's interesting. Netanyahu cannot possibly be happy with that, nor the fact that Biden finished his statements on Israel and Palestine with a reaffirmation of his support for a two-state solution, something that Netanyahu doesn't want.
As we look to the future, the only real solution to the situation is a two-state solution over time.
And calling for a two-state solution as well. This is definitely trying to, like...
And I say this...
go through Netanyahu.
As a lifelong supporter of Israel.
But the idea of America building a dock there is interesting. What if Israel shoots at the aid workers? Well, that wouldn't be very politically prescient of Israel. Look, let me tell you where Biden's at, okay? Biden is a Zionist, but Biden doesn't like Netanyahu. Nobody likes Netanyahu. No American president likes Netanyahu. Trump doesn't. Obama didn't. Bush didn't. Clinton didn't. Nobody likes Netanyahu. The Israelis don't like Netanyahu. Biden may be a Zionist, which he is, but Biden understands, even if he is indifferent to the suffering of the Palestinian people, that it is very politically bad for him to be so openly aligned with genocide when that is going on. Like, Biden and the DNC, regardless of their individual opinions on Israel or Zionism, understand that what is happening right now is politically ineffective. Simple as that. So Biden wants to stem the death of Palestinians, wants to reduce how many of them are dying, possibly even down to zero if he can get away with it, because it is politically expedient for him to do so. We're not talking about ethics. We're just talking about politics, what he feels is beneficial to him. So I have many criticisms of how Biden has handled this situation. I think genocide is bad, for one, but it seems like right now, Netanyahu is preparing for a ground incursion into Rafah, where over 1.2 million Palestinians are huddled in refugee camps. Many will die if the IDF directly intervenes, and the population is starving to death. There have already been Palestinian children, dozens, who have starved to death. And if there are some Palestinian children who are starving to death, that means that a lot of them are near starving to death, right? kind of a minor problem until it's not sort of deal, except it's not even